Let me start with the prayer. Brahmanandam Paramasugadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dandvatitam Gaganasadarsham Tattvamasya Tilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalam Achalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trijunarahitam Satgurum Nayam. You said that it's a great privilege for me to come here. I consider it a great privilege that you invited me here to come. Thank you very much. Now it's very difficult to come to the Ramana Kendra or any place associated with Ramana Maharishi and talk, because he never talked, hardly talked. The only few words he said were to the point. He did not go into long lectures. He didn't say anything. Now today, this is something that we have to closely monitor. That people go into too much of externalism, ritualism. It's all right, rituals are the Brahmana part of the Vedas, Karmakanda. But like Adi Shankara said, a person who is in search of the truth needs to at some point leave the Karmakanda, accept what is essential, and move towards the Jnanakanda. And that is actually, volumes have been written on Vedanta, Brahma Sutras, so many other texts, Upanishads. But whatever you read and however much you know the subject theoretically, I think nothing works unless there is some human being, human body, who has experienced it, understood it, and then is with us. Now in this case, this whole century that we are talking about, there was one person, Sri Ramana. Bhagawan is a word used in Sanskrit for sir. So Bhagawan Ramana, who really represented the experiential part of Vedanta, not scholarly, not trying to teach the Brahma Sutras or the Upanishads. For him it was his personal understanding, much more than any scriptural knowledge. But that cannot happen to everybody. When I talk about it, I always tell people, don't think that you are Ramana. Okay? I don't need a teacher. See, these are special individuals who come once in a while onto this earth to prove that what the scripture, Shuddhi, has said is true. It is possible in this world and it is there. I mean, this is why they come. So, you will notice in Sri Ramana Maharishi's case, you don't see any known guru anywhere. Doesn't mean I should say, no, I also don't. We have to watch carefully what we speak. Very, very carefully. And here was a man who, I would say man, you can say God man, if you like, who, when he was very young, had an experience which everybody doesn't have. At the age of, I think, 15 or so, he had this uncertain influence, certain understanding. Certain meaning definite understanding, that he was not the body. It's not an imaginary thing, I am not the body. No. I think it was actually, he realized that he was not the body. So this whole search was after that, where he said, if I am not the body, then who? Now that juncture where he started is very difficult to come upon. You can come upon only through the blessings of such great beings. Or if you have in the past, if you believe in many lives, you have gone through various things and this is the final stage. And he never pretended or said anything which was spoken with words. It was very simple. You know that I don't have to tell you that the only little things he said was, who am I? And that too in Tamil originally, Naan Yaar. Nothing else. Now this is pure Vedantic Upanishad teaching in simple person-to-person language and understanding. You know the story of Ganapathy Muni, Vikanta Ganapathy Shastri. You talk about it very often because here was a man who understood, who had studied everything possible in the path of sadhana. Everything. There was nothing he did not know. From the Vedas to the Vedangas, from the Vedas including the Upanishads, the Agamas, the Tantras, including Sri Vidya. After all that study, he was a great man, of course. He felt that there was some barrier between him and the truth. It only required somebody to take that barrier out. And he wandered and met many people. Nobody could get the barrier out for him. So they say when he was wandering around Tiruvannamalai, that time Maharishi was not even known as Ramana Maharishi or anything. Somebody said there is a young Brahmin fellow sitting on the top of the mountain. You just go and see, maybe he knows something. He's always there, eyes open. Have anybody seen a picture of Ramana Maharishi with his eyes closed? You don't see. I haven't seen. Eyes were open, which means there is the inner and the outer which did not exist for you. It's the same. Of course, one goes inner, and then when one touches that, then one realizes that the outer is not different from them. But where for him there was no going in or coming out, as the Ashtavakra Gita says. So, he went to him and he sat in front of him for a long time. No sign of a reaction, response, nothing, because Maharishi was absorbed in his inner being. Eyes were open, he was looking somewhere, not focused. After a long time he looked at him. You must have read. And then he just did this. Better than talking. What happened? Why are you here? What did he do? He was waiting for a cue. Soon as he did that, he started off. Told him everything he did in his sadhana, his search, his life, almost a verbal diary. Everything he said, which of course when you look at it later, was a wonderful way by his mind was washed. He was freeing himself from the idea that he did something. Everything he said. And then he said, still there is a barrier. I don't know what the barrier is. Is there some way that can go? Because I know that moksha is here, but there is a barrier. Oh, this I have done. You know the famous answer. Can you just shut up? Keep quiet. That's why I said there's no point in talking. Better to shut up. But you must understand that Ganapathy Shastri, his mind was prepared in such a way that when the Shruti fell in the form of keep quiet, can you keep quiet for a minute? Immediately it sprouted and he knew. Perhaps all his years of doing this brought him there, we don't know. But the only person who could plant that seed which sprouted later was Maharishi. And what did he say? Keep quiet. So in that silence, well, I teach the Upanishad, but then, the Upanishads are not so easy to understand. Babaji has given me a job, go and teach the Upanishad. I said, it is not easy. No. It is easy to understand, you are complicating it. And now, when you go to the Upanishad, one particular statement from the Kena Upanishad is very significant. Yat vachana abhyutitam, that which words cannot express or explain. Yat vachana abhyutitam. And a vak abhyutyate, because of which language has its meaning. Tadeva brahmatvam vidhi nedam yadidam upasate. That alone is the truth, nothing that you worship here. Quite an iconoclastic statement. But in Maharishi's life, it was real and original and simple. One thing I have noticed, because I haven't had the opportunity to physically meet him. Passed away when I was a small boy. He attained Samadhi when I was a small boy. You can't even say attained Samadhi. I think he went back. Everything went and only the source remained. Let's put it that way. In his case, words you cannot express. Yat vachana abhyutitam, that which words cannot. In fact, the Rishi himself is saying in the Upanishad, na vidmo, na vijanimo, yataitatan vishyat. I don't know how to teach this to you. Why? Because you need somebody like this. There, words are not required. Things happen because the person has understood it. After some time, others also begin to understand. So this is so therefore I think in the century that we had, here was a perfect example, Sri Bhagavan Ramana, who was in physical body, which was like a dream. And where this whole thing was established in the Supreme Brahman. All perfect. And the man was so simple, he did not pretend anything. He just said, okay, this is what it is. Try to figure out who you are. So many people came to him from so many sides, ritualists, non-ritualists, atheists, Buddhists. What did he say? Nothing. I want to tell you something very interesting. That was because these things you can't teach, you can only use anecdotes. There was a great saint and social reformer in Kerala called Sri Narayana. He never usually left the place and went anywhere, but he decided to go to Tirunelveli. And Maharishi was alive. So he came, the place where he used to sit, the thatched hall. Opposite the hall, where you can see him from the door, there was a tree at the other side and a small platform. Narayana Guru went and sat there. He did the tree and he sat there. They didn't talk. He didn't ask him anything. He didn't tell him anything. He also looked like this. There's somebody sitting. Then it was time for lunch. The gong went. He got up. Maharishi came out to the door, saw him sitting there, and he told him just one thing. Come, let's go for lunch. Food. He didn't say anything else. He simply, they looked at each other, they smiled, and he said, come, let us go for food. And he went. Through Kunyaswami, Maharishi had learned to read, write and speak Malayalam. So he took him there, he said, sit here. He sat down, he had lunch, then he got up, and Narayana Guru said, I'm going. He said, okay, and he went off, finished. No lesson, no talk, no discussion, no nothing, only this much. And Narayana Guru went back to Shivagiri and told his people, there is one genuine soul I met after a long time. So this is how things work. And the simplicity of it. You know that he crossed the road and set up this side, the ashram where it is now, because his mother came. He had to look after her, so he shifted here, otherwise he would have sat there. And there are, what you should know is from the little incidences in his life, because teaching is just who you are. Somebody goes to him and says that, Swami, my whole body is aching. Do you think you can do any medicine for it? Somebody gave me an oil and I'm rubbing it. Maharishi is just sitting and smiling. She goes off and he tells somebody, here, 24 hours the body is aching, nobody is asking what can I do. So these are, okay. They go to eat and Kunya Swami is also sitting and food is served. Some devotee brings some appalam. There is not enough, so Maharishi gets one, he gets few people, get the rest of the people. He is eating. Somebody is complaining the food is not nice. Appalam only some people are getting. You know how human beings, very stupid. So Maharishi is eating and he is asking Kunja Swami, hey Kunja Swami, when we were living in, what is that? Kandashram. What did we eat? Kunja Swami said some rice somebody brought and we mixed some tamarind and chilies and salt and ate it. It was very tasty, no? Yes, Swami, it was very tasty. Okay, eat. You get what he's telling. You listen carefully. What he's trying to say is, man, what is all this nonsense going on? Can you just cool down, quiet, be quiet? Because when the mind settles down, it's only when the mind settles down that the inner being manifests. The problem is not the being, that this is all pervading. The Supreme Reality is all pervading. For a human being, it touches certain centers when you are going close to it. For Maharishi always said, right side of his heart. We cannot discuss, we cannot argue, we cannot say, oh, in the yoga it says anahata is here. We can't, because here is a person who actually was. He was not theorizing. He said, my experience. People keep asking, oh, Maharishi said it is on the right. Some other mission, I don't know who, saying it's on the left. Yogis say it is in the center, which is correct. No, is that a question? For Maharishi, he felt it here, he says it. I mean, he didn't argue with anybody, oh, it is left or right or center. Because after all, the all-pervading Supreme Being doesn't have a center. It's only that he felt it here, he said, this is where I got it. So, I think in this period of time we are going through, when there are great super beings, Brahma Rishis and Satgurus and Paramagurus and so on, Ramana's teaching has a very great place to simplify this matter. I think this is how it should be. And you are fortunate that you have a place here, thanks to Dr. Subramanian. I won't say thanks to Bhagawan that he got him to do this. Yeah, let's put it that way. So, I only say that you should come and sit some time and contemplate. No need of any rituals. What use are rituals? And if the Supreme Reality, your own self, is always with you, you don't have to go anywhere. There in your house, it's there here when people gather. Satsanga is important. Because human beings are society animals. If you don't have Satsanga, you will have Dursanga. 100%. You cannot live alone. So Satsanga, like-minded people coming together, sitting down, it's very, very important. In this century, I think, Ramana Maharishi stands out as a blazing star because he is a symbol of simplicity. But today you go to Tiruvannamalai, of course Ramana Maharishi's main asthana was there. There are all kinds of people there. You are shocked. Some young people went recently, they found somebody who said, there is a fly in this bottle. I said, what did you learn? Then he took them somewhere and covered their face with a cloth and said, now you can see vision. I said, this is not the teachings of Maharishi, not in the ashram. And people go for going around the Giri, the mountain, Girivalam, all along shops have opened. Small kutti gurus are there. They try to pull you, come here, this is what Maharishi. So, when you have the teaching, which is, I am not the body, and who am I am that, why would one get into all this? Yeah, go there and sit in front of the samadhi, meditate, let your mind settle down, all that is fine. But from Maharishi, Bhagavan's point of view, that Supreme Brahman is present everywhere, not in any particular place. So, come together for satsang, share your thoughts, discuss matters. When Maharishi was read the scriptures later on, he had not read some parts. When they read, he would say, this is how I felt. So, experience, very important. I can speak volumes on theories. He was not interested in siddhis. Did he? Did he try to walk on water or fly in the air? People came to him, they sat down, they got exposed, they found something, they went back. That's it. And did he advertise? Did anybody know about him until people like Paul Brenton and people started writing about him? No people. I think if Paul Brenton and Arthur Osborne had not arrived in Tiruvannamalai, Maharishi would have remained unknown. Serious seekers would have found anyway. So therefore I think it is a contradiction to speak here in the Ramana Kendram when all you need is silence. But then I got accustomed to the speaking. When people call, they expect me to say something. So I am saying whatever I feel like. I would only say that people who have come under the umbrella of the teachings of Sri Bhagavan Ramana are very fortunate. They might have worked out many karmas in their past. So they have come directly to the, stay with it, don't get too caught up in external things. And don't imitate. Because Maharishi sat with just a small cowpea, you will not become Maharishi if you wear cowpea and all kinds. Believe me. And in the summer in that part of Tamil Nadu, it is best dress. That also I can. So with great respect and with complete devotion, I go down to Bhagavan Ramana Maharishi and pray that you all derive some benefits by reading the lives, reading the teachings of Maharishi. And beyond this, I don't want to keep on talking. But we can sit for 2 minutes quietly and meditate. Unfortunately, we can meditate only with closed eyes. So let's close our eyes and sit for 2 minutes. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sri Ramana Maharishi. Over.
With due respect, sir, if anybody have any questions, can ask Guruji.
Not any questions, but relevant to the subject, sir.
Start. Let me start.
Yes. I break my silence, but the thing is, it has become a habit now. Most of the time it's breaking, externally, not internally.
That is what I meant, yeah. And that's what even Subramania, I told he up to 50 years he never wanted to talk. But afterwards he didn't stop talking.
And for me also it's like Zabardasti, I can't stop. I really sometimes wish I won't say anything, I keep quiet. People are hungry for, spiritual guidance, so sometimes you need to.
That's the way they have to begin. Afterwards they are going silence.
They should. Let me put it this way. If your mind cannot become still, it's rare for people that the mind becomes still. Everybody's mind is moving, it cannot become still. Pranayama, methods of sadhana, japa, all this have been prescribed from ancient times to make the mind steady first, instead of, running up and down. Once it becomes steady, and it is moving only in one direction, maybe mantra, maybe aradhana of Ishtadevta, maybe pranayam, kriya. Once the mind settles down, then these things are not required. So, that Maharshi did not do it is no reason that you should not do it. But you should remember that ultimate aim is for everything to settle down and drop off. So, since you are working in this world and you need to do many things, you need to bring your mind to a steady state, so there is no harm in doing japa. Absolutely no harm. But please remember that the reason why you are doing it is that your mind settles down, becomes quiet. It's only in that quietness of mind that the other can exist. Not exist, can manifest. It always existing. There's no contradiction. Sir, to try to make the mind cease, I think you got it a little bit wrong. If you try to make your mind cease, then the mind becomes stronger. You cannot try to make, because when you try, then you are also there. There are two entities. You have your mind, you have separated it, and another entity which is trying to make it quiet. So there is always the dispute and contradiction going between the two. The understanding is that when the mind becomes quiet, So people say, I am doing dhyana. It's a wrong usage. You can say, I am doing dharana. When dharana becomes effortless and quiet, it naturally goes into dhyana. Now in that dhyana state, even I do not exist.
Are we mindful at that time?
Mindfulness is also one of the ways, like the Buddhist, it basically comes from Buddhist teachings. Vipassana. Buddha only taught Vipassana, he didn't teach anything else. Not the Vipassana brand, I am saying, which means watchfulness. To be watchful of your breathing, to be watchful of your mind. When you do that, after some time, when it becomes deep, there is no watcher. There is only that. Because when I am watching, then my ego is watching. By constant watching, that also disappears. There is only one watchfulness. This is the aim of it. It's a technique. But the ultimate analysis, if something is always here, not there, far away, here, here, then the best thing is not to go anywhere but to stay there. I suppose the truth is there and I am here. I have to move there, right? If the truth is here, where will I go? No, tell me, where will I go? Nowhere. So when all going stops, all these techniques, watchfulness, mindfulness, japa, they're all meant to bring this about. Finally, that I realize that there is nowhere to go. Here. So now, with all this, again the silence is going into this kind of stuff. No, it's a process. There's nothing to worry. As long as it is not preventing you from doing anything. It happens. You don't have to get any connectivity simply because what you see outside is a picture of Ramana Maharishi, right? So photograph taken. Luckily photograph was already there. Yeah. So there is no imaginary thing there, real photograph is there. Right? So this is a picture, right? Who is he actually? The inner self. This is the picture of somebody who said that. This is what I am. So the real Brahmana is who? The Brahman, which is your essence, inner essence. So instead of trying to connect to the picture, say that it is that which is inside me, which is Bhagawan. And look inside. And don't look for visions. Oh, that I am praying that Bhagavan should come and touch me. Even if it happens, it may be your own mind working. So keep that free. Pray to this being whose photo you see, because he, in contemporary times, I wonder how many have touched that reality. He did. I have no doubt on this. So therefore, keep that in mind and pray that may I also experience the same. Not connect with him, you know what I mean. Connect with him in the larger sense of the term, not as the person. You get? And it is not so difficult, it is so simple. Everything is simple, we complicate it. Seriously, we only complicate it. It is so simple. You can achieve it, you can do anywhere. But the thing is, this thing about the satsang, when you are in a place where people are not on this thought and topic, you are likely to be diverted. When you go to a place like Ramanashram, what happens is, everybody is thinking about one thing. So it has an effect on you. Plus, I also wouldn't rule out the fact that a great being who has touched the Supreme Reality, actually, if you live somewhere, certainly there is something there which can affect you. There is no question about that. But it can also be found here. Maharishi did not go anywhere. He went to Arunachala Shivam, to the temple, and then he went up and sat. Since now he is there, it's a good thing to do. Don't fall into all the frauds around. You will find many. One will say Chatti Swami, Topi Swami, Tupi Swami. Oh my God! If Maharishi was alive, he would have said, what the hell is going on? Somebody told me they are going there. There is somebody called Topi Amma. I said, wow. Then I am standing like this, hoping she will spit into my mouth. I said, what if she has a communicable disease? What happens to you? think we should stop.
Yes, yes, yes.
It is getting too serious. Thanks. Huh? I said no question. He said one small thing. He said not a question. Okay, I'm not such a severe person.
Yeah.
And then it will not go to anything bad.
Anything bad? That is the end, right?
It is the end.
Thank you.
That is the end. But it is the beginning.